Good evening, Hardball Crazy. Come back with the video. Tonight, as you see by the title of this video, I'm basically explaining why I do not collect just Hall of Famers. There's a few people out there who just collect Hall of Famers, or their huge emphasis on Hall of Famers, but I'm just explaining why I don't collect just Hall of Famers. A little preface, this is not an argument for big Hall of Fame or small Hall of Fame. I'll state a couple facts at the beginning and show you some cards as they go along of what I collect and how I collect and so forth. So I did a little math prior to the video. There have been, as of this afternoon, I checked on baseballreference.com. There are like 22,618 players in MLB history, and just count the players in the Hall of Fame as players, that is 268, which comes down to, of all the players in the Major League Baseball history, only 1.18% of Major League Baseball players make it to the Hall of Fame. If you want to count all the inductees in the Hall of Fame, you count the managers, the owners, the umpires, and the executives, and so forth, that's 340. If you want to put the 340 against that 22,618, that's 1.5%. So whatever I say, 1.18 is the more magical number. So if you have only collect 1.1, a little over 1% of the career baseball players, that's a very small number. And this is to say, argument's sakes, that you take the next 268 best players not in the Hall of Fame, just double the number, you still only have 2.36 of all Major League Baseball players represented. So that's still a very, very small number representative of baseball history. It's kind of show you what how small a number of a Hall of Fame gets in there. I'm not saying you should expand the Hall of Fame or not. It is what it is, and I enjoy the Hall of Fame, and just think about how small the class is. He thinks that it's kind of watered down already. Well, if you think it's watered down, you still only have 1.18%, over 1% of the greatest players of all time inducted in the Hall of Fame. So some of the players of the next 268, the Hall are very good. Guys just out, or some players I like and collect. And I'm going to show you some recent pickups. They kind of go along with some of the categories, and some older cards. Here's a recent pickup. I call the next 268. Is one of my favorite pitchers. He definitely belongs in that class. One of my favorite pitchers back in the 80s and the 90s. Saberhagen. This is, of course, later years with the Red Sox. He was towards the end of his career with the Red Sox. He had a couple renaissances, I guess, because he always battled injuries, but heck of a good pitcher. And I found this card on eBay for really cheap. They listed it as just a Bowman Chrome refractor, but obviously you can tell by this, it's the international refractor, which is a little bit more rare than regular refractor. So I paid it like $2 plus shipping or something like that for a Bowman Chrome international refractor. Brett Saberhagen, the later careers of the Red Sox. Beautiful shine, great looking card. He would definitely be the next part of the next 268. Next pitcher, just happen to be pitchers. Belongs to that right now. When he retires, belongs that 268, next 268. But he has a very outside chance of making it into the Hall of Fame. But it depends on if he want to pitch any further beyond this year. His best buddy, his battery mate, is going to retire. It's Adam Wainwright. And so I thought I'd pick up. I don't have much Adam Wainwright cards in my collection, so watching some Sunday Night Baseball, I bought a couple that night. First one is Bowman rookie card. Yes, it was really for the Braves. Then his 2006 rookie card logo. This is not a rookie card, even though there's a rookie card logo on it. So this is a rookie card. This is his first Bowman card, 2006, when they started doing the rookie card logos. I picked this card up basically because the card logo is collectible, and this is a short print. This is like his first year with the Cardinals, so it's still collectible. It's still one of my collection, but this is his rookie card. I don't want to go into too much of a thing, but And Wainwright had a very solid career, and how much longer he's going to pitch, I don't know. Accumulating more stats for Hall of Fame, I know, but at the very least, he belongs to the next 268. I don't want to go explain long length of those guys, but sometimes other players I do collect maybe impact outside of the lines, outside the diamond. Of course, being Labor Day weekend this week, I think baseball should honor them every Labor Day weekend. That's Curt Flood. His impact is beyond the baseball diamond. We all know the history beyond that, and I think baseball should honor him every Labor Day weekend. We honor Jackie Robinson. We do special hats and bats and stuff for Father's Day, Mother's Day, 4th of July, Armed Forces Weekend. Why not just have everybody like on Labor Day wear his numbered patch or something, CF, something along those lines every year? I think that should be the least baseball should do. But I collect players who had impact beyond the game, not just on the field. Another player beyond the game, outside of baseball, part of America, is being part of the military. You see in the last video I showcased 3 others. Here's another one. Hank Gowdy, if you don't know who he is, he's the only major league pitcher to partake both World War I and World War II, and the baseball field at Fort Benning is named after him. So if you're a military fan of the military guy, and you visit Fort Benning, say, oh, it's Hank Gowdy Field. Well, here's Hank Gowdy. Here's a cool card to add to your collection. He also might be in the Hall of Very Good, I guess. Solid catch his career, but, he's the only Major League Baseball player to participate in World War I and II. So that's cool part of American history, baseball. So I add that to one other way I collect. It's part of American history. Maybe I just collect guys from my favorite team, Detroit Tigers. And here's a card I just got in the mail a couple days ago. It's my first card from this insert set, parallel. It's a 1999 Upper Deck Choice, Tony Clark. This is a reserve, numbered out of 100. A little harder insert set to get. Found this card pretty cheap. Former Tiger All-Star, Tony Clark. Of course, he's now the representative of Players Union right now. And I always sometimes think what his legacy will be. The only first Major League Baseball player to become the union chief. Does that mean anything? Is he going to do it for a long, long time, and all of a sudden because of his career in baseball as a union chief and his will he get inducted Hall of Fame just for that? I don't know. Probably not. But I think about these things out loud sometimes. And nonetheless, I still have a card of Tony the Tiger All-Star, numbered out of 100. A little tougher insert set from the 90s of Tony Clark. Prime Choice Reserve, OG Choice. Sometimes I collect guys who were a sensation in Major League Baseball, who had impact in Major League Baseball. That's like Hideo Nomo, the first of Japanese influx of players. Of course, the second Japanese player all time in the Major League Baseball history, behind 65 Murakami, the Giants, Masanori Murakami. But Nomo was the first of the Japanese influx of players in the 90s to present. So I include him, and he was probably like 95 he came in, Nomo Mania. And I don't know if he's got lost over recent years, his legacy, but had a heck of a pitcher. Of course, he was a split finger fastball guy. He's basically 2 pitches and kind of fade away in stat wise, but he still had pitched 2 career no hitters. All-Star game, Rookie of the Year. One of his no hitters is still shockingly did it. Is that he actually pitched a no hitter at Coors Field? Imagine that. Yes, somebody actually pitched a no hitter in Colorado. Speaking of international, baseball is a very international sport, so why not collect internationally? I represent baseball from greats from all over the world. So I have a Seiya Haramoto Old Mako card from '64. Uh, Never came close to playing the U.S., but he is the all-time hit leader in Japan. The only man to hit 3,000 career hits in Japan. So his legacy is inner circle Hall of Famer is solid in Japan. So why not collect a card of him in my collection? Baseball is huge in Japan. Baseball is a very international sport with the history in the Olympics, history in the World Baseball Classic, history in Little League Baseball, history in the Pan Am Games, and other international tournaments. And it's the number one sport in multiple countries. So why not have international flavor to my collection? I also collect some of the young stars in the game. Try to pick up before everybody else notices them. And this is probably the most consistent starter that nobody talks about. I always say was coming in this year, Sandy Alcantara, but he's basically got the Cy Young almost secured. But this guy, except for last year, he had a pretty off year. But every other start in his career is just one solid quality start after another. That's Zach Gallen, a little older rookie, I think, but this is Bowman's best refractor I found in my local card shop at the 10-cent box, to be honest. Shockingly, I had actually had this card on my watch list on eBay. Then I say found it for 10 cents. Like picking this up, but I think Gallen. I haven't checked the last couple of days, but he has a 34 game scoreless inning streak going on right now. Of course, I just said that it probably jinxed it, but Zach Gallen was traded straight up for Jazz Chisholm Jr. From Miami to Florida. I'm sorry, from Miami to Arizona. Was a trade that worked off both parties. And Zach Gallen is a solid pitcher who just has quality start after quality start after quality start. Speaking of second baseman Jazz Chisholm, this gentleman might be another young star I picked up, a rookie card I picked up. He might be the best second baseman overall in baseball right now. He's younger than, you might say, Ozzie Albies, maybe say Jazz Chisholm, say Altuve, but he's closer to the end of his career. But this guy is a year younger than Chisholm, 2 years younger than Albies, and he just, every time I watch him, I am impressed. That's Andres Jimenez. This is his top gold rookie card. I think he's up and coming stars in baseball. He's 23 years old, so if I were to pick a second baseman start a franchise with, he might be that guy. So I picked up his Topps Gold card before it becomes a bigger star. If not, it doesn't. Well, still got a pretty good card. Sometimes I collect cards that's just part of Magic, like Nomo and Nomo Mania, like Fernando Mania, Mark Fidrich, his year of wonderfulness. Sometimes I pick up a card or have a card. I just kind of pick this out on my commons boxes and think, well, I'll add this to my collection. Is that brings back a great baseball memories, a little minute piece of baseball history. Is an Edward Diaz Mets card, closer of the Mets currently, and I absolutely love his Timmy Trumpet song, Narco. That's his walkout song. I think it's the best one ever. I know you Yankee fans, Mo fans, Rivera's going to say, what about Enter Sandman? What about Trevor Hoffman, Hell's Bells, and so forth and so forth. But you know what? My argument for Diaz and Timmy Trumpet is, well, it's easy for Mariano Rivera to be the best ever in his thing and just pick a uber popular song to begin with, have it a perfect formula. But if you take an unknown song nobody heard of and become very popular and become a thing, a moment, something to look forward to every Mets game, I think that adds a little extra to it and puts it over the top for me over Mo Rivera and Enter Sandman. Because, you take two popular things to put together, it's much more easier for success. That's my personal 2 cents, but at Edwin Diaz, I don't like closers in general. I don't want to go into that debate. But having a Diaz Mets card in my collection so I can look back on it from years from now and think of Timmy Trumpet, the cool intro music and how it's kind of electrifies Citi Field. I would say Shea Stadium. Yeah, I'm a little older. But that's a little cool card in my collection. And I'm kind of in it with, because I'm rambled long enough. Maybe sometimes I just collect a card because of the image. I picked up this card early in the summer, a Tim Anderson Field of Dreams short print card, just because of the image. I have a Field of Dreams card in my collection, and Tim Anderson did hit the game-winning home run in the first Field of Dreams game, so it adds to the whole thing. But there it is. That's some cards show off, and this is why I don't only collect Hall of Famers, because you can have impact on the game and not being a Hall of Famer. You can have bring you joy, not just a Hall of Famer, you're a baseball fan. You have various ways to collect, and I'm just showing you some things I think about and how I pick up, why I pick the players I collect. And thank you for watching, and all have a good night.